Hey guys, Travis here, Optimum RV. We're at the Ocala RV show, and we have Wayne from Venture. What are we looking at today?
Travis, today we're looking at one of the Sonic lines here. Sonic is lights and ultralights made by Venture RV. We're actually a division of KZ. KZ's been around since 1972. Actually one of the oldest names left in the industry these days. But as I mentioned, Sonics are lights and ultralights. They range in weight from about 2,800 pounds up to about 4,500 pounds. Our Sonic light offerings 28 to about 3,200 pounds, single axle. Sonics have two axles and go from about 3,200 pounds up to about 4,500 pounds. So a couple of neat things about this line is that when you're looking at lights and ultralights especially, there's nothing else in the industry that has everything this product has in one package. Right? First off, if we go to the back here, this is a one-piece fiberglass roof. Okay? The roof panel actually starts at the bumper, goes all the way up the back, over the top, and down the front, continuous. It's seamless. All right, what's the benefit of that? Well, first, you don't have to treat a rubber roof. You're not going to back into a low-hanging branch and rip a hole in it like you can a membrane roof. And if any of you have ever had to replace a rubber roof, you know they can be very expensive. So this, no seams, less opportunity for leaks. If you hit a branch or something with it, if you happen to punch a hole in it, it's a fiberglass repair. You don't have to replace the whole thing. Okay, so takes that entire risk factor and potential cost off the table. There's not many manufacturers in the industry that do a one-piece fiberglass roof, especially this size or larger. You see it on a lot of the small teardrop type products, but nothing this size. And again, for a light or an ultralight, it's very, very rare. We don't do any styrofoam floors. Right? Floors on the Sonic line are 5/8 tongue and groove plywood. Right? It's literally the same floor that's in the subfloor of a house. Okay? The benefit of that is you're not going to get soft spots. Right? Styrofoam floors are notorious for crushing down and creating soft areas in the floor over time. And the problem is there's no way to repair that. So when you take it in to trade it, you end up losing a lot of money on your trade value. Now, you may be able to buy it for less money on the front end, but you lose a lot of money on the back end when you trade it in. So 5/8 tongue and groove plywood. Those two things alone, there's not another product line in the industry in the lights and ultralights that has both of those things together. So, and those are the two biggest areas where you can lose value on a trade.
Now Wayne, I know a little bit about the frame on the Sonic. Now can you explain a little bit more on it?
Yeah, the frame is another item that's a little different than you typically see in this industry. It's an NXG frame by BAL, and it's not a welded I-beam frame like most. This is actually an S channel. It's shaped like an S. You see that same shape in bridge supports and steel girders and buildings and whatnot. It's a very strong shape that doesn't require any welding. Okay, so which means there's no heat stress in the metal. The other thing that's nice about this frame is it's powder coated and it's baked. It's not just dipped or sprayed. So if you're in a climate where you get a lot of salt on your roads in the wintertime, or you're near the ocean somewhere, a lot of people like to take their trailers down to the shore. There's nothing worse than crawling underneath your brand new trailer after the first season and seeing the frame all rusted. So you're not going to have that issue with this type of frame. And as a bonus on top of all that, the frame is actually Huck bolted together, which Huck bolts are a fastening system, kind of like a rivet, but they don't require any welding again, so you don't create any heat stress into the frame. 5 times stronger than weld. They use them to hold together airplanes and locomotives and bridges, construction equipment, big trucks, I mean, a lot of, in fact, even Class A diesel motorhomes use Huck bolts on their frames. Some might say it's overkill for a travel trailer, but you know what? We've never had a failure, and we think that's a great thing.
So Wayne, tell us a little bit about the features on the outside.
All right, tons of features on the Sonics and Sonic lights. First off, it's all LED, inside and out actually, so you have very low power consumption. It comes pre-wired for a solar panel. It comes pre-wired for a backup camera. It's got a black tank flush, which any of you that have ever dumped a black tank without one of those know that that's a good thing. It's got an outside shower with hot and cold running water. And other features like it comes with the Carefree of Colorado electric awning. It's got an automatic rain dump on it. If it gets more than 25 pounds of water, it dumps the water and goes back up. So you never have to worry about overloading the awning and potentially having it fall off the camper. Slam latch baggage doors with magnetic catches. You know, you see the benefit here. It's all one-hand operation with the magnetic catches. And on the baggage doors up front, it's just like a motorhome style latch. You drop it and it slams, so you don't have to deal with two latches. The axles are easy lube axles, which means there's a grease zerk behind this plate, like a bearing buddy. All right, so you don't have to pull the wheels to pack the bearings ever. And also the brakes are self-adjusting, so you never have to pull the wheels to adjust the brakes. And we are using nitrogen-filled tires for a more consistent pressure and tire wear. On top of that, the axles are what we call a spread axle design. They're a little wider apart than than standard, so you get better tracking and better stability when you're pulling.
So Wayne, now on the Sonic, what sets like the different features on this one compared to different ones on the market? What sets it apart?
Great question. Okay, so remember, we're talking about the light and ultralight market again. One of the first things you notice right away, if you're over 5'11" when you walk in here, is that the ceiling heights are much higher than you typically find in a light or an ultralight. These are 82-inch ceiling heights, where typically you'll find anywhere from about 72 to 78 inches is typical ceiling height. All right, 82 inches is actually 6'10" inches. All right, yeah. You get a guy that's over 6 foot tall, especially 6'4", 6'5". He walks into some of these ultralights, and you know he really feels like he's claustrophobic, or he's going to hit his head on something. Not an issue with the Sonic, and you'll notice that the ceiling is radiused also. Okay, so on the outside that means it gets better water runoff as well. But so that's a big difference. You can feel the difference when you walk into a Sonic as opposed to some of the other lights and ultralights. Okay, and beyond there, we looked at how motorhomes manage small spaces to figure out how to create more space in the Sonics. One is right behind you here. This glass stovetop cover. You know, you see this in motorhomes all the time. It's a great splash guard when you're cooking, and then when you're not cooking, it creates more counter space.
Yeah, I see that.
Which is important. Counter space and cabinetry is two things you can't have enough of.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, out of a motorhome, you always see convection microwaves as well. Okay, I don't know if you can see in here, but it's got an element in it, so you can actually use it as a microwave, or you can cook in it, or bake in it, or broil. You know, there's always that one kid that won't eat anything but chicken nuggets, right?
Yeah.
Okay? You can make it right in here. And this area down here where the oven would be, instead of a 16-inch oven, you actually have quite a bit of storage there. It ends up being a little more valuable for storage. All right, so a couple of things that we looked at from the motorhome industry to see how to maximize usability and space. I mentioned also that this is all LEDs, so you have great power consumption, low power consumption. A couple other features that are unique to the Sonic is we actually offer a Murphy bed system that is unlike any other system in the industry. Let me show you how that works.
Okay.
So, two things about a Murphy bed is it has to be comfortable, it's got to be easy to operate. All right? And the concept of a Murphy bed is just great. I mean, you really, if you wanted a separate bedroom, you'd have to add 7 or 8 feet to this layout to get it. So, with a Murphy bed, you save weight, you save space, you save money, you know, so it just makes this a lot more usable, a lot more towable for more vehicles, and it's easy to operate. It takes about 10 seconds to put this up or down. Either way you go. And underneath, you've got a very comfortable sofa.
That's simple.
Yeah, so you've doubled the usability of this space. Now, there are other Murphy bed designs in the industry, but this is as good as it gets.
That's the best I've seen.
Part of the reason is a lot of the Murphy beds, the whole deck has to rotate. Mm-hmm. When it does, the head of the bed, which is up here, rotates through this area to stand up. This is 35 cubic feet of outside storage that goes away if that Murphy bed has to rotate.
Yeah.
Right? So this design has the Murphy bed fold and sit on top of the storage, so you haven't lost an inch of storage there. And of course, you have all the storage that would be under the bed as well, so you haven't lost any storage here. Yeah, undeniably the best design in the industry.
Yeah. So Wayne, just the feel of it in here, I just feel a nice fit and finish. I mean, tell me a little bit about like the cabinet construction.
Oh, great question. Cabinets, actually this is all hardwood doors and drawer faces. They're all hardwood. Nice finish plywood boxes. The doors are mortise and tenon, so you don't see any miters, you don't see any thermal foil, press board, anything like that. The stiles are wrapped lumber core, which is a lightweight plywood used in furniture manufacturing. So it really is a little nicer fit and finish. Actually, from a warranty perspective, we have very few issues when a customer buys it. They're not bringing it back in 2 weeks with 2 or 3 pages of issues that have to be resolved. Other things like the countertop. This is a product called Surfex. It's a seamless countertop. There are no edges or edge molding where water can get into. It's actually a thermoplastic membrane that gets heated and vacuum formed to whatever shape you put below it. So it's very resilient, it's heat resistant, and it gives the look of a solid surface countertop without the scratching and the weight of a solid surface countertop. Very, very good for camping. Another feature is our dinette cushions are all what we call flip side cushions. Okay, so you have a cloth side and they flip over to a vinyl side. I mean, let's face it, this is camping. Right? Yeah. Peanut butter and jelly wipes off this side. All right, so and it also allows you to mix up the look a little bit. Okay, so if you like a little more solid look, you can change your decor. Another nice feature is the Furrion sound system that we use. It's actually a Bluetooth streaming stereo, so you have speakers inside and outside. You can sit underneath your awning and listen to your playlist through your iPhone or Android device right through the stereo.
Can the TV connect to the?
Yeah, actually,
the stereo.
Yep, the TV is an option when it comes from the factory. It's a Furrion TV that mates with the stereo system and actually has better connectivity. Okay. So you can hear the TV through the speakers as well. Another thing that's nice to point out is we try to think about how these products are actually going to be used. So in the bigger layouts especially, we have spots for trash cans, there's lots of storage. We just try to think how people are actually going to use them and make it more convenient. A trash can is not something you find in some of the big RVs, let alone a light or an ultralight. Neat little items like, if you look over here, we have what we call the Safe Tech box. It's a little hidey hole.
You wouldn't even know that's there.
No. The panel opens up. You've got USB charger. You've got a 110 outlet, so you can recharge your electronics, your iPad, your Android device. It's a nice place to put valuables, your keys, your wallet, anything you don't want out in the open, and it just closes up and disappears.
Nice. Thanks, Wayne, for letting us pick your brain a little bit.
My pleasure.
Guys, we're here at the Ocala RV Show. I'm Travis with Optimum RV. We're only at 5 miles down the road. Now, right now we're in the 220 VRB Sonic. We have a huge selection of Sonic lights. So come on down the 441, 7400, Optimum RV. Come down and see us. Our number is 352-622-2886.